Hello, friends and family of my wonderful students. My name is Jordan Zanmiller. I am one of the sixth grade science teachers at Liberty this year, and I just wanted to give you a brief rundown of who I am and what we are going to do in class this year. So, I actually grew up in Hood River, Oregon, just down the gorge from Camas. The Pacific Northwest has always been my home, near and dear to my heart, but I've had the privilege of getting to travel a bunch, spend a lot of time living in California, working in San Francisco, and just getting to kind of see different parts of the world. And now I'm very excited to be back in this neck of the woods, which is really the home and has always been home for me. In sixth grade science this year, we are using what is a new curriculum called Open SciEd curriculum. And at the beginning of the year on Parent Square, I sent out a link actually to the curriculum website where you can go and see the different topics that we'll be studying about. Over here, there's a little preview about the different subjects. We are currently wrapping up our light and matter unit, and then we'll be going into thermal energy. We get to talk about weather and climate, rock cycles, natural hazards, and then finally we'll wrap up the year with talking about how do our bodies function, how do cells function. The cool thing about Open SciEd is it is phenomenon based, so we give the students this like question, this curiosity, this example of a topic, and then they go through this explorative process in order to figure out like, hey, how do I actually answer these questions? How do I explain this weird thing? Right. Um, the cool thing is, I really find that phenomenon based education increases engagement because we're going based off of students' questions and students' interests rather than just me telling them what they need to learn. They are kind of saying, hey, I'm curious about this. I want to dig deeper into it. This curriculum is cool because it also allows me as a person who works with the kids every day to kind of have a better idea of what are they interested in and make changes to the curriculum depending on their individual interests. Um, for each of these standards or each of these units, we have several standards. Now, I know there's a lot of confusion, and challenge with the shift from typical ABC grades to these standards based grading. I wanted to give you this page has a lot of information on it. In summary, this is the list of all of the things that they, by the end of the year, ideally should be able to explain. Um, each unit has about 2 to 4 different standards that we will be assessing them on to make sure that they're understanding the key ideas in each of these topics. With standards based grading, within each standard, there will be several assessed events. And each assessed event is like, could be a test, could be an essay, could be a little poster, could be something as simple as like drawing me a picture to explain the ideas. The cool thing about standards based grading is it is a way for us as teachers and people supporting our students to track the students' progress over time. At the beginning of the unit, we expect that they're going to be ones, they're going to be twos, coming in with very little information about the science. And as the unit progresses, we are hoping that they move further and further up the spectrum or up the rubric until they're getting a 3 is the goal, maybe a 4 if they're really pushing themselves, challenging themselves to go above and beyond to find extra information. This is a literal rubric that I've used recently that I used to assess an assessed event that was a model of how light moves around in a room. So you can kind of see that these are the things. This is a student facing rubric. This is what they looked at to assess their own work, and then what I looked at to give them a grade. Um, if a student ever gets a grade that they are not happy with, they're always welcome to make changes, make improvements. Sometimes I give that time in class, and sometimes that's up for the student to make up in their own time at home or find time to work with me before school or after school. Overall, I want my classroom to be driven by creativity, driven by curiosity, driven by kindness, and allow for my students to come out as critical thinkers. These are 2 different projects that we've done so far. Pretty simple things, but if you ask your students, I'm sure they'll have little stories to tell about both of them. Of course, my video cut off right at the end. Finally, if you have anything that you want to know from me, about your student, anything, please, please, please do not hesitate to reach out either through email or Parent Square. We can set up a time to Zoom, to talk on the phone, whatever we need. These 2, honestly, are the best ways to make initial contact. And once we go from there, there's a world of opportunity for us to communicate and check in. I'm so excited to be your student's teacher this year. It has started, and what a whirlwind, what a lucky year we have had of getting to be back in the classroom. It is so enjoyable, and I look forward to having your students for the rest of the year. Let me know if I can do anything for you. Talk to you soon.